DNVR Bets Daily on a Monday afternoon here, trying to give out some winners. Andre, how'd your weekend go?
Terrible. Midweek king. It all came crashing down in the weekend. I was up about 15 units Monday through Thursday. I probably lost about 12 Friday through Sunday. You know, Ryan, but despite the losses in the immediate, I can tell you this is going to be the most profitable week of my life because of the lessons I learned, Ryan. That's all that matters. Is learning great lessons. Look, I'm still figuring out this whole take the cheese, but I'm on to something really significant. I just took the cheese myself in like every single game last week. I didn't realize it, but in retrospect, it's so clear. I just took the cheese on everything.
No, you didn't take the cheese.
No, I think I took the cheese. I think I got enamored with all these dogs, and I got blinded by that was the cheese. I shouldn't have seen that the faves were the hard ones to trust this week. It wasn't the dogs. So that's where I screwed up.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of treaded water throughout the weekend with a little help from some odds boosts from DK.
Oh, yeah.
Highlight of the weekend, honestly, was the UFC fight. Brandon Moreno, I mean, what an absolute warrior.
You're in love. You just love that kid.
I mean, I've never seen a dude just get their ass like he was just getting smacked around for 5 rounds. He was giving it back too, but I don't even know if he got stunned. Like he was just taking it on the chin. His face is bleeding. He's all over the place, and he's just going back for more. And he, kind of just outlasted Figueiredo.
It was pretty amazing. And then, I mean, Moreno really survives that massive kick to the nuts. An all-timer.
That was... I don't even want to think about that.
It was absolutely savage. In a fight where a belt's on the line, I don't know about you, Ryan, but I'm tapping out. I'm saying, like, yeah, this is too bad. I can't continue. Give me the belt. I mean, it's okay. You can just give me the belt. It's fine.
He almost threw up.
Yeah, right.
Like, no one in the world would have blamed him. He's just like, I'm not going. Like, biggest fight of your life, you're going to fight compromise the rest of the round because, it's the warrior thing to do. But that's what he did. He was a warrior. I thought he should have won the fight. If I was scoring it, I would have had him as the winner.
There you go. It was beautiful. Yeah, just some wacky stuff. Mina went down in the first 12 minutes, so I hammered them because I wanted that value. They had 4 posts, Ryan, and still tied it up 2-2 after going down 2-0. So it just was one of those weeks. On Friday, here's how obsessed I am with this take the cheese theory. I got some unsolicited basketball picks from someone in a text. And one was Iowa minus 13.5. And to justify the pick, they told me, I guarantee there's not an Iowa State fan that doesn't think they'll lose by 20. So I said, well, that's a take the cheese game, my friend. Hammered Iowa State. It was close for like 15 minutes, and then they got blown out by over 20, as predicted by this unsolicited pick. But I'm just... I'm dialed in, man. I'm dialed in. Luckily, Buffalo Monday night got it back for me. Sunday night. I'm ready for these primetime games. Primetime, we've been doing real well. Midweek, we kill it. It's just figuring out that weekend,
I hammered the Bills last night. I loved the Bills. And they came through. And tonight, I've got another team that I love. And I don't think you're going to like it.
I think you're taking the cheese, but lay it on me, shall we?
I like the Browns.
Yep.
I like the Browns. Baker is playing really good, clean football. And it kind of reminds me of the way Josh Allen is playing, although Josh Allen is a lot more risky and flashy. But just making his reads, doing what's smart, doing what's right, and they're running the ball really well, and I feel really confident in that. Now, these Ravens, you never know, like, when it's such a matchup league, and you just never know when a team's just not going to be able to have their gap sound, not going to be able to stay true to their assignments, and just literally take the cheese of the running game all night. And if you do that against these Ravens, you're going to be in big trouble. So you're always worried, but I think the Ravens are pretenders. And I think that the Browns are for real. Even though, should point out the Browns have a negative point differential, which is pretty crazy for a 9-3 team.
And a team that just blew the Titans out last week.
Yep.
So to still have a negative point differential is pretty significant. Grande Andrea. It's interesting because I do think it's going to be a pretty close game. I do think you're correct that the Ravens are pretenders. I don't even think that's the question with this. The question is, are the Browns pretenders? And really, in a lot of ways, I think these are very similar teams. They're pretty good run defenses. Pass defense can be a little shaky. I think the Browns shakier than the Ravens, but against Lamar, a shaky pass defense doesn't concern you. And the Browns, believe it or not, actually statistically the better run defense than the Ravens. And in the past, when the Ravens have beat them, it's because Lamar had to kind of deke and dunk and take some throws there. So everything would suggest the Browns should be favored at home, and the Browns should win this and are the better team, are feeling better right now. Why are they 3-point dogs at home?
I don't know. What side is the cheese here? Because I mean, 3-point dogs at home, yes, that feels like they're teasing you with something that you don't know, but sometimes I just think they're overthinking it, and I'm thinking clearly.
No, there's something to that. There's definitely something to that. But I mean, 8-3 against 7-5, right? At home, the 8-3 team should be favored here. Vegas, I don't know. The Browns are kind of a darling. I don't think public perception is forcing this here, and they won. The Ravens won everything should be pointing at the Browns, and I love the Ravens because of that.
I don't know. I just disagree. I feel pretty good about the Browns, actually.
Also, the other thing about the Browns, really good team when they play with a lead, not a great team when they're having to play from behind. And that run game is where it all starts. Play action game, getting Baker out on the boots is what Stefanski's really been able to do to unlock Baker. And I think the Ravens will be good at containing that. I think that's kind of going to be the key.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if the Ravens can take away that run game from them, and if they can, it's gonna make things a lot more difficult. But what I like about Baker is you don't want to count on him every week to go win you the game with his arm, but he's definitely capable of doing it with his arm.
It's true, and they haven't seemed impacted by the lack of Odell Beckham either.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you like in the player props categories here?
Oh, man, and that's one that got me a bunch yesterday between the Bills game, the Eagles game. At plus 130, it kind of seems like Lamar Jackson to score a touchdown is nice value. Usually you get those guys, and I'm surprised I don't see passing yards for Lamar Jackson because, again, the way this matchup lines up, I think this would be one where if Lamar had the same passing yards as Baker at 210.5, I would hammer the over. But I'm not seeing it available right now. And again, I think Vegas is onto us. What do you think about Baker, though, over 210.5? That seems, in a game where they will have to pass it some, that seems like maybe decent value on the over.
I like it. I think that's too little. It's too little.
Yeah.
It feels, and they're telling you right there with the juice that it's too little. I never understand why they don't just make these even.
I don't either.
Like, why wouldn't you just move it up to 220 or whatever you think it is to make it both minus 110? But maybe that's the cheese. I don't know.
Right. Maybe they find people are more likely to bet on it at like 15 yards less with a little less juice. God, Right. I need to take a year off. You guys need to send me to Vegas. Just let me study their ways. I want to be on the side of Vegas every time. And like Vegas got murdered this week because it was a faves week only. And I got murdered too. So interesting. But yeah, that seems too low. And it would be interesting to see why they don't just up that and make the juice a little more even. Rushing yards.
Real quick.
You intrigued there? Oh, yeah.
We've got a couple people in the comments here. Sean says, I've got Lamar at 196.5 for passing yards. You taking that over?
I am. I like that.
I don't.
Counterintuitive prop, and that's why I like it. Yeah.
And then same sort of question here from Joseph. Lamar over 193.5. I guess if you like the 196.5, I don't think I like the under.
You like the under. Interesting. And see, I'm in the odds boost, and I see a Lamar Jackson over 54.5 rushing yards and Ravens to win plus 135. That's bait. I think we're going over passing yards. I think rushing yards, you'll see a touchdown. You'll see a few key runs, but I don't know that this is a big Lamar running for 50 plus kind of game.
Fair enough. You said it's over 40 something?
54.5.
I mean, you're getting free yards there because if you want to just take the rushing yards, it's over 60.5. So they're really loading up that hook.
They're baiting you up. They're loading up the bait station. Will you take it? Yeah.
but that also tells me like definitely don't take the 60.
Right.
Because they don't think that's a fair line.
See, Ryan, we are on to them now. You see, we're on to them. It seems all like nonsense until you start to look at the numbers and things start to line up a little more.
Is there any college that teaches like a sports book theory class?
I think that's just you got to be a degenerate. You got to know people. You got to really, get your hands dirty to learn this stuff.
Our guy Zach here coming back with the home cooked teaser. What about a 6.5 point teaser with the Ravens and the over?
Okay, if you tease that up, yeah, I could be. I was leaning over, but again, this is like some of the games we've talked about where you're leaning over because you like the offenses, but then they're run-heavy offenses. You think the possessions will be shorter, so you're a little more on the fence. You give me a little tease, I could be down.
I like the Browns. So
right. You like the Browns.
I don't like. Well, I mean, 6.5 point teaser, so that would give you 9.5 points on the spread. I definitely like them to cover 9.5 at the Ravens, and then 6.5 and under 52.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's pretty safe.
There you go. That's nice.
It is nice. More player props here. Anyone you like for first touchdown? You want to throw a dart?
Yeah, let's throw a dart because that's what makes it fun, And anytime I want to go the safe route, it's never the safe route. And anytime I want to throw a dart, it's rarely the dart, though that's probably more likely than not. J.K. Dobbins plus 1,300 as far as dart throwing goes. I kind of feel J.K. is going to have a big day today. Plus 1,300 first touchdown, really throwing a dart. But that's definitely one I'll be jumping in for Ravens next touchdown on the first Ravens possession to get the J.K. Dobbins in on that.
Man, I like J.K. That's a good one. But I also just kind of have a little gut feeling about. Well, I got one for each side, so maybe you wait until kickoff for this. I like Higgins.
Yes.
For the Browns. And I like Mark Andrews for the Ravens.
A little passing touchdown from Baltimore to start it up, huh?
Yeah, like a little like they come out in like a full house from like first and goal from the 7. Lamar fakes left. Andrews leaks out right.
This is happening. This is happening, and give Ryan Koenigsberg his credit when he hasn't just called out the touchdown score, but the entire formation and how it unfolds. I want this on record. Minute 15 of this show, so we can remember when we create the teaser tomorrow night.
If producer Allie was here, she could tell you that yesterday, if I had enough time, there she is. We can't hear her at all, so that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
but
sad.
Here is what I did yesterday.
Yeah.
I was literally there she is. I was calling out the Broncos plays before they ran them. If I had time to get into my sportsbook app when I saw them line up in the formation with Tim Patrick lined up as like an H-back, I literally was like, they're going to fake a handoff to Phillip and then hit Tim Patrick in the flat. Like I was too focused on my work. I should have just hopped in there and hammered Tim Patrick next touchdown as soon as I saw him come in motion.
It's true. I'm up by a good amount, guys. Woo!
Wow, look at that. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's fun, but it's true. Ryan, every single time, just would call the play before it happened and then read coverages when the Broncos would read them and be like, why can I see that? Why can I see that? And they can't see that.
Yeah, there was like a third down where they were playing off coverage, and I was like, watch the quick out from the slot. There it was. Next time I need to just have, as soon as the Broncos get into the red zone, I need to just have my phone out.
Right.
I don't know if you can get it in that quick, but it might be worth a try.
I was surprised. I was hammering Jalen Hurts on their final drive of the first half yesterday, thinking like, it's amazing I can even get this right now. I better jump in. And then I got it immediately. And then it was like, oh, there's 9 seconds left. I literally have one play to get this. And he didn't get it. So.
And Allie was saying that you were texting her about that. And I was like, Allie, there's not enough time for him to run it in. Like, this is a throw and then a field goal.
Yeah. I blew it. J.K. Dobbins over 46.5, though. I'm not blowing it with this one. This is money.
That feels like a lock.
Yes, it does. That's juicy right there. That's juicy.
Austin says you can't get the bet in once they cross the 30.
Yeah, so maybe I had 2 plays and I got it right before. The other thing is I'm always excited I can get it in, but DraftKings is always just a little, they're in real time. Obviously, real time with the betting, you can't mess around.
What's going on with that? How do they do that?
It's amazing, Ryan, to where I don't even go to Gamecast anymore. I'm like updating my DraftKings app to try and get live score updates. That's my go-to app.
It's fast. My question is like, if you're paying attention, if you're looking between your TV and the DraftKings app, you'll know what's going to happen on the next play based on which way the live odds shift.
Yep, 100%. I thought it was just the NBA bubble, but it's like that with all sports. It makes sense. But there is always a weird moment of, yes, I was able to get the bet in, and then like, no, they let me get the bet in. That means they didn't just score a touchdown on this play that's about to take off. That probably just occurred in real time, So it's weird. I'm dialed, Ryan. I'm dialed. I'm figuring it all out. I'm thinking like the app is thinking. So it's happening for us.
I like it, Dre. You're locked in. I don't know how they do it. I want to sit in like DraftKings headquarters for a day and just like see what's going on in there.
Yeah, me too. I want to see the algorithms. I want to see how they work. I want to talk to the person who came up with the algorithms. I want to know it all.
All right. Real quick, a shout out to DraftKings Sportsbook, presenting sponsor of this here show. You can get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 when you head over to DraftKings Sportsbook. Don't forget, use the code DNVR when you sign up. You'll get that sign-up bonus up to $1,000. You can get in on all the free money that they just hand out every weekend. If you're smart like Allie, you'll just take the free money, maybe sprinkle half of it on some fun stuff, guarantee yourself a profit every week, and just keep growing. Just keep growing.
It's the way to
Me,
go.
you know, I'm like, all right, I got to lay down 5 different bets around here. You know, go 3-2, and then I'll end up profitable 4-1, and then you end up going 2-3, and just take the free money, take a couple sprinkles, and move on.
Yeah, it's true. I literally can't go on without some midday action now. It's just too much fun. So yes, that is the smart strategy. I've always said I need a second account to where I can do the smart strategy, and this account where I can just have fun and do my thing. One of these days, we might do that. Matchups, Ryan. You mentioned
real
Richard.
quick. Of course, it must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Bonus comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match, each up to $500. Deposit bonus requires a 25x playthrough, and restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. All right, matchups. Tell me about the matchups.
You mentioned Rashard Higgins, -106 to have more receiving yards than Marquise Brown. Hollywood versus Hollywood here.
Oh,
right? A Hollywood derby, if you will. The beauty here, Ryan, Higgins, you're getting the slightly better juice, despite he is the safer pick. Now, Brown has a greater likelihood of going off for like 150 and 2 tuds.
Yep.
But Higgins, Marquise Brown is also most likely to go off for like 2 receptions for 10 yards and barely see a target, while Higgins's baseline is more like 65 yards.
Yeah, interesting. I don't like it for Higgins. I think I like it for Brown, but you're just begging. It's boom or bust, right? That's what makes this an intriguing gamble.
Yes.
Is you're saying like, okay, Brown catches 1 pass for 60 yards and you probably win the bet.
Yep.
If he doesn't, well, he might finish 2 catches for 24 yards.
Yes, exactly. I often get questions like this in fantasy, and I'll say, well, it's kind of same difference. It depends what kind of matchup you're in. Do you think you're favored to win, and then you maybe just want to play it safe with the safer option, which is Higgins? Or do you kind of have the odds stacked against you and you need to roll the dice? You need to kind of hope some guys have a big week. That's where I'd go Marquise Brown. So it all depends, you know, are you feeling dangerous, which Baker likes to say from time to time, or are you feeling safe?
Over, under, what do you like better?
Gun to my head, the over.
I kind of like the over as well.
Yeah.
And that leads me to this, because you can't take this if you want to bet the under. But Stefanski, script.
Indeed, he is. Yes.
And I assume Harbaugh and the way they run things over there is pretty scripty as well, just because of how, you know, they like to run out a new formation here and there in the early goings. They're not, you know, they aren't West Coast as much in terms of the way they do things, which is very big on the script. But I don't know. I kind of like it. Over 9.5 in the first quarter.
That's nice. That's nice. There was a game last weekend where I wanted to talk about the first quarter over. I forgot when the time came, and then it hit, and I was kicking myself. Yeah, I like that. That's smart. That's a good play. Good call.
All right. Anything else that you like?
Let's see here. Sticking with the J.K. Dobbins, by the way, shouts to you. You nailed all the Drew Lock props yesterday.
Yes, I did. If you took all of those and toss in a Broncos win as well, which I think I was a little cooler on after Bowles was out, but I did like it earlier in the week.
Yeah.
You came out in the money. Zach says Judy lost his yards over by a half yard. That hurts.
That's rough. I like the player matchup, most rushing yards, Dobbins over Kareem Hunt in this one. Even money, -112.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else on the other sports slates? I know. The Buffs basketball team is in action against Northern Colorado tonight. A little Tad Boyle derby, if you will.
Nice.
Buffs are giving 14. Buffs are giving 14. I like them to cover that.
Yeah, I do too. So much so I'm almost concerned that's bait. But no, I like that. I do like that. I also like Creighton to cover the -8 over Marquette. Marquette's a pretty good team, but Creighton's perimeter scoring is very good. And okay, that's not San Diego State, so we will stay
I thought
put.
that too.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, San Diego State is underdogs to Nevada?
Yeah, I was ready to hammer that away, but no, it's San Diego, not San Diego State.
The Gauchos?
I legit had only heard of San Diego a couple years ago when Johnny Manziel was doing like some throws there, some semi-workout. Until then, I didn't know there was a school in San Diego that wasn't San Diego State.
I was close. It was the Toreros.
Oh, the Toreros, not to be confused with the Terrariums.
Right. What's a gaucho? What's a gaucho?
An Argentinian cowboy? I don't want to misspeak, though. Is it? Is it? Okay.
A cowboy of the South American Pampas, whatever that is. So a torero, let's look that up.
Oh, is that like a bullfighter?
I think that's what that is. I was just curious if they're I was curious if they're kind of related in that sense.
Gotcha. You can get Jarvis Landry or J.K. Dobbins to score the first touchdown at +525.
Wouldn't you say that a torero could be a gaucho? Because a torero is a bullfighter. A gaucho is South American cowboy.
Sure.
Yeah, so they're not mutually exclusive.
No, they are not. They are not. It's just like, you could be a Renaissance man in that field, much like we're Renaissance men and we bet on Italian soccer, UFC, college basketball, NFL, what have you. MAC, KBO, doesn't matter to us. We are Renaissance men in that sense. But Landry or Dobbins, a little plain both sides, that intrigue you? +525 first touchdown odds boost?
No.
That's bait. You heard it here first. Creighton to win and the over. That's probably bait as well. Okay. And then Tuesday, we've got some EPL. Oh, fun. Okay, fun.
Oh, I just realized I'm back alive on parlays. I can do parlays again. My holdout is over, although it didn't help me in any way. I just basically stayed the same.
You didn't profit at all in your holdout?
No. I stand here today before you at the exact same amount of money I had in my account last Monday.
Oh, that's a shame.
It didn't go down, which is like pushes our wins, in my opinion.
They are wins, yes.
So I guess it was a win. Surviving
to win another day is definitely the key here in betting. Okay, cool.
All right.
Best of luck to your Browns, but I'm afraid you've taken the cheese.
I can't wait to have a nice cheesy dinner.
Nice.
All right. Have a good one, Dre, and thank you to everyone who tuned in and watched. We will talk to you soon.